Okay, we're back and we are going to make some blueberry muffins. Thanks for joining us, and today we're going to make some blueberry muffins. We are going to use the following ingredients. Starting here, we have a 1/4 cup of flour. Then we're going to move over here and you will see that we have 1½ cups of white sugar. In the bowl here we have a teaspoon of lemon extract. On this large sheet here we have our dry ingredients for our muffins, which consist of 2 cups of flour, 4 teaspoons of baking powder, and 1 teaspoon of salt. We're also going to be using these blueberries and 2 eggs, and right back here is our 1/4 cup of butter. Okay, we're going to first fix our blueberries to get them ready. We're going to dump in 2 cups of blueberries along with the 1/4 cup of flour, and what we're going to do is we're going to distribute that flour amongst the blueberries to keep them suspended in the muffin batter. We're going to stir those up a little bit and just get them tossed so that we can get them done later in the recipe. We'll set those aside and start with the next step. Okay, we're going to get the dry ingredients together for this recipe, and we're going to sieve them together in a bowl to get them evenly distributed. That would be our 2 cups of flour, our 4 teaspoons of baking powder, and our teaspoon of salt. We're going to get them all nice and mixed up and fluffy, and that will be our dry ingredients for this blueberry muffin. Okay, now we're going to cream together the wet ingredients. We're going to start with creaming our butter, and we're going to get the mixer going on that a little bit, and we're going to put in a little bit of that sugar and start it going so we can start creaming it, because that butter is kind of soft. That is room temperature butter. And we're going to take that and we're going to start creaming with the mixer and get the wet ingredients going. Okay, now she's going to stop the mixer and she's going to add in the rest of the sugar. She's going to cream the butter and sugar together and get it all nice and fluffy. It won't look like much until you start incorporating the rest of the eggs. Okay, having done that, she's going to set the mixer aside and she's going to crack 2 eggs in a bowl and mix them together and get them scrambled up just a little bit. Crack your eggs in a separate container to make sure that the eggs are good and sound and tasty. Just going to put those really nice looking eggs into our mixture in the bowl here with the sugar and the butter. Okay, and now she's going to cream all these ingredients together until they're like a nice smooth ribbon. Now's the time when she's going to make the addition of the lemon extract. She's going to pour the lemon extract in there. And she's going to beat that on a high speed until it's nice and fluffy. Okay, so now we're at the part where we're going to start adding additional ingredients. We're going to alternately add some flour and some milk. We have 1 cup of milk in this recipe. And we're going to mix it and blend it together in our bowl for our muffins. Now that she's mixed in a little bit of flour, she's going to take a moment and pour in a little bit of milk. She's going to start mixing that in thoroughly. Notice how she's scraping down the sides of the bowl to get all of the ingredients that have blown up on the side from the blender back down into the bowl so that it can be incorporated into the mix. Okay, you're going to continue to do this until you're out of flour and milk. And then we'll move on to the next step. So we've incorporated the flour and the milk into our batter and it's looking delicious. And now we're going to take and fold in our blueberries. So we're going to take, maybe half of them and toss them down there. And then we're going to lightly and gently fold them in. And then we're going to continue folding in gently our blueberries until they're mixed in the batter. Yeah, now we can start adding the rest of the blueberries in there, because you don't want your tough batter. You don't want to overwork your batter so that it doesn't do what it needs to do in the oven. You make it tired, and then you'll have flat muffins. Okay, when we come back, we're gonna put these in our muffin tins. We decided to make a dozen extra large muffins. Hopefully this will fill 12 cups, and then we're going to bake them off at a oven of 375 degrees, and we're going to bake them for about 25 to 45 minutes depending on the heat of your oven. Okay, so now we're at this stage where we have the blueberries beautifully folded into our nice batter, and we're going to grease and line a muffin tin pan, an extra large muffin tin pan, with we're going to spray it with some cooking spray lightly, and then we're going to add in our muffin liners, and then we're going to spray the muffin liners so that way the paper doesn't stick to the muffin, because I hate peeling the paper back and finding most of the muffins still on the paper. And I'm not in grade school anymore, so I'm not going to chew the paper up. That was a joke. Insert laugh track, right about here. So now we're going to spray the muffin tin again, just so that the paper gets a little bit of the oil on it, so it won't stick to the muffin. Okay, we've prepared 2 muffin tins like this, and we wanted to show you how to do it. And now we're going to fill in the muffin tins with our batter. We're just going to grab a measuring cup or some scoop of some sort and use that to, like this spoon, and we're going to use that to fill the muffin tins 2/3 of the way full. It'll probably take like maybe one of these big spoons, maybe, oh, the spoon and maybe a little bit more. But we want to get a nice representation in there so we can get some height on our muffin. And it looked really good. We're gonna continue filling up the muffin pans, and then we're gonna take them and put them in the oven, and when we come back, we're gonna show you what they look like when they come out. Our blueberry muffins have come out of the oven, and we've given them about 15-20 minutes to cool off, and we now have this delicious blueberry muffin that has a great distribution of blueberries and just tastiness, all for you. It's just totally delicious. As you can see, it's got a nice crust, it's light and flaky. It's just going to be delicious. So enjoy your blueberry muffins. See you next time.